Anytime you get a chance to do something like this, it's pretty special.
Number 97, Connor McDavid.
There's so much hype about playing your first kind of NHL game.
I thought he looked dangerous.
Now McDavid tries a shot that handcuffed Ramo.
Had a couple of good scoring chances.
McDavid in front, Draisaitl shoots and scores.
It takes a little bit to settle down.
A power play goal set up by Connor McDavid. Here's McDavid with an empty net. Yakupov, a shot and a goal.
It was a lot of fun to play.
What we expected, I think, for day one.
Nice preseason debut for the kid last night. Ryan Rishaug was there and checks in now from Edmonton. And Ryan, a new superstar, new hope, new coach, and apparently a new preseason strategy by Todd McLellan at camp so far.
Yeah, definitely, Gino. An interesting tack from Todd McLellan. He brought this in from San Jose. Basically, he's done two things. First of all, from day number one at training camp, he had his lines and pairings set in a way that he very well could start the year with that. So it really sent a clear message to players where they sat and if they were on the outside looking in. And then today at practice, he separated them into two completely different groups. Very clearly an NHL group that looks like the team that could start the year, and then an American Hockey League group. Now, the guys in that American League group, like Darnell Nurse, it's a clear message that they have a little bit of work to do. And McLellan made it clear guys can make the jump from one to the other, but everybody at Camp McLellan knows exactly where they stand.
It's basically what they read into it. If I'm a player, I'm looking, I'm saying, geez, this group's full of veteran NHL players, and this group doesn't have any in there. So if that's how you're looking at it, you think that we've divided NHL to American League. And it can look that way, it can come across that way, but I do know there will be some players from the other group that are going to play on our team at some point.
There's nothing given, especially when you're trying to earn a spot and you're in my position. But I mean, like I said, there's a lot of guys in that first group that play in the NHL or play pro hockey for a while, right? So I got some things to prove, and that's what. It doesn't matter what group you're in training camp here, and you're battling no matter what.
It's same in any camp you go to almost. You got people fighting for jobs, and especially here, a lot of young defensemen and good defensemen coming up, and we're all in a friendly competition. I think that makes us better.
So, Ryan, interesting new approach by McLellan. We get why he's doing it. It makes sense. But what do the players think of it?
Yeah, that's a good question. I guess it depends which player you ask. For some of the guys maybe in the American League group that thought they should have been in the NHL group, they might not be thrilled with where they sit. But I think NHL players in general at training camps will tell you they want to know where they stand. And there's clarity for these players. So if you're Rob Klinkhammer, for example, a guy who has a one-way NHL contract, he's skating with the NHL group, but through much of camp was skating with American Hockey League line mates. Pretty clear signal. The same can be said for Darnell Nurse, who's in the American League group. Despite the fact he's been scrapping and clawing his way, the message is you're going to have to beat somebody to get to skating with the big guys.
What assumptions can we make from some of the lines you're seeing so far?
Yeah, well, a couple of things stand out to me. One, Leon Draisaitl is going to be given an opportunity in a number of different positions to try and make this team. He started out on left wing. He's seen some time at center, and then last night shifted over to the right side along with Taylor Hall and Connor McDavid. So Todd McLellan was very intrigued to see what Draisaitl would bring to camp. He's versatile. They like that. He's going to get a good long look. The other one is defenseman Griffin Reinhart, who they acquired at the draft this year. He comes in. He's been shown some good confidence very early on. He's been skating with NHL players next to him. He is ahead of Darnell Nurse skating in the NHL group. So it looks like Reinhardt, a former Edmonton Oil King, someone the organization knows fairly well, will be given a good long look and a chance to make this team, Gino.
Interesting the way this is all unfolding. Ryan Rishaug has joined us from Edmonton, where the Oilers are getting set to face the Jets tomorrow on TSN 3.